Tesla has 4 of the world's largest electric vehicle gigafactories, and they can build a car in under 35 seconds. Now, Tesla is preparing to launch what could become the largest chip manufacturing facility in the world, one that may significantly disrupt the industry. What's concerning is that traditional automakers will face enormous pressure as Tesla drives chip production costs down to extremely low levels, while they still have to rely on intermediaries and pay higher prices. Elon Musk has little choice but to produce chips in-house. To move at the speed he wants, depending on external suppliers would slow his companies down, especially Tesla. That's why Terrafab is essentially a computing infrastructure empire, set to produce 2 of the most powerful chips in history. Inside the Terrafab factory, the scale and technology could be shocking. Even top semiconductor experts might be stunned. Let's break down the 2 super chips that will be made there. Whether you like Elon Musk or not, it's hard to deny his ability to build massive manufacturing operations, from EV gigafactories across continents to lithium refineries, battery production plants, energy storage facilities, and the world's largest charging network, and now, the Terrafab chip manufacturing plant. We believe many of you don't fully understand what Terrafab actually is. Put simply, fab is a term used for semiconductor manufacturing plants where microchips and billions of chips this factory produces each year could reach 1 terawatt, whereas the circuit boards are produced while tera comes from terawatt, referring to extremely large levels of energy. According to Elon Musk, the total computing capacity of the total electrical capacity of the entire United States today is about 0.5 terawatts per year. To make that easier to visualize, if we imagine the entire U.S. power grid as one giant light bulb illuminating a continent, then the total computing power of the chips produced by this factory in a single year could light up 2 such continents at the same time. In other words, it goes far beyond almost anything we can realistically imagine. So why is Elon Musk essentially forced to build Terrafab? When Tesla was first founded and launched the Roadster, Model S, and Model X, it was primarily an electric vehicle company. The chips used in those cars were for basic systems like battery management, motor control, and infotainment. These were standard chips, purchased from major suppliers like NVIDIA, Intel, Infineon, or Bosch. The volume wasn't large since each vehicle only required a few key chips, and Tesla's production at the time was still small, just a few thousand to tens of thousands of cars per year. At the same time, Tesla didn't yet require advanced AI or real-time video processing. Early autopilot was only a level 2 driver assistance system, using Mobileye chips or relatively simple hardware. Between 2019 and 2022, Tesla began to transform with Hardware 3, its first in-house designed chip for full self-driving. However, chip demand still hadn't exploded. Vehicle sales were growing but remained under 1 million units per year. FSD primarily handled inference on the car itself, while AI model training still relied on NVIDIA GPU. Tesla also started developing the Dojo supercomputer with its D1 chip to reduce dependency, but its computational scale was still limited, as the volume of collected video data hadn't yet reached the massive petabyte levels seen later. At that time, AI wasn't Tesla's core business. It was more of an added feature to its electric vehicles. As a result, the company could still rely on suppliers like TSMC, Samsung, or NVIDIA, without facing major bottlenecks in supply or cost. So what changed? We believe the fundamental shift began around 2023, when Tesla started aggressively repositioning itself as an AI and robotics company. With plans to deploy millions of robotaxis, manufacture millions of humanoid robots like Optimus, and develop unsupervised, full self-driving. Each vehicle or robot now requires powerful chips capable of processing data from dozens of cameras in real time. At the same time, training AI models demands the equivalent of hundreds of thousands to millions of GPUs. Meanwhile, SpaceX is aiming to build orbital data centers to process AI directly in space, reducing latency and optimizing energy usage. These systems would rely on radiation-hardened chips operating in extreme environments, potentially delivering hundreds of gigawatts to terawatt-scale computing power. Combined with efforts from xAI, the total chip demand across Elon Musk's ecosystem becomes enormous, far exceeding the current capacity of the global semiconductor industry. So how exactly is Tesla facing a chip shortage? According to estimates, the current chip supply from major manufacturers can only meet about 3% of the future demand from Elon Musk's companies. If they continue relying on external suppliers, costs will skyrocket, lead times will stretch out, and the risk of supply chain disruptions will remain ever present, just like what happened during the pandemic and amid geopolitical tensions. Musk has acknowledged and expressed gratitude to existing partners, including Samsung, TSMC, Micron, and others. However, continued dependence on companies like TSMC or Samsung would create bottlenecks in cost, delays, and supply stability, something unacceptable when trying to scale at an insane pace. That's why Terrafab is extremely urgent and is being rapidly developed. So, what's inside the Terrafab factory, and how will it operate in such a radical way? Terrafab is being built in the northern section of Giga Texas and is designed to unify every stage of semiconductor production under one roof: chip design, lithograph, fabrication, memory production, advanced packaging, and testing. This is a highly strategic move that optimizes development speed, operating costs, and integration across Elon Musk's companies. First, Giga Texas serves as the global headquarters of Tesla and is also its largest manufacturing hub for the Model Y, Cybertruck, and soon Robotaxis and the Optimus. Placing the initial phase of Terrafab, known as the Advanced Technology Fab, spanning roughly 2 million square feet, right at the north campus of Giga Texas, allows Tesla to achieve an ultra-fast chip development loop. Engineers can design chips, create lithography masks, produce test wafers, run validation, and fix issues in just a matter of days, instead of weeks or even months, if these steps had to be spread across distant facilities. This creates a massive competitive advantage in the semiconductor industry, where iteration speed can determine survival. Yeah, it's no coincidence that Giga Texas is considered Tesla's flagship factory. Although it produces multiple vehicle models, its real advantage lies in its high level of automation, along with some of the most complete infrastructure for electricity, water, and logistics. The Austin, Texas area offers abundant and competitively priced power, and Tesla is also heavily investing in renewable energy. Terrafab is expected to require enormous power, potentially exceeding 10 gigawatts at full scale, and being located near Giga Texas makes it much easier to integrate with existing energy infrastructure. In addition, North Austin, Travis County already has expansion permits, available land, and a business-friendly policy environment from the Texas government. The region is also attracting major semiconductor projects, such as Samsung's facility in Taylor, which is not far away. But that's not even the biggest advantage. What many people don't realize is that Giga Texas concentrates some of the most talented engineers and executives across all of Tesla's factories. Terrafab stands to benefit enormously from being built here, not just by leveraging talent and infrastructure, but also by placing chip production right next to vehicle and robot assembly. This reduces transportation costs, shortens logistics timelines, and increases flexibility in updating hardware. However, Elon Musk has made it clear that the full Terrafab facility will span around 100 million square feet, roughly 10 times the size of Giga Texas, and require thousands of acres of land, making it impossible to fit entirely within the existing campus. The scale is simply too massive. That's why only the Advanced Technology Fab focused on rapid prototyping and design iteration is being built adjacent to Giga Texas, while other locations are being considered for full-scale mass production. Terrafab is ultimately expected to reach a staggering scale of around 100 million square feet. Industry observer Phil Beazle has outlined a preliminary framework for what such a terafactory might look like. The reason this much space is needed comes down to Tesla's ambitious goal, achieving 1 terawatt of AI computing power. If we assume each chip operates at roughly 250 watts, reaching 1 terawatt would require producing around 4 billion chips per year. Manufacturing that volume using current semiconductor processes would demand thousands of acres of land and potentially hundreds of millions of square feet of production space. Okay, so what does 100 million square feet really mean? A manufacturing facility of that size would be unprecedented in industrial history. Its sheer scale would make even today's largest factories, including Tesla's gigafactories, look small by comparison. For perspective, Gigafactory Texas, already one of the largest buildings in the world, has about 10 million square feet of floor space. That means Terrafab would be roughly 10 times larger. You know, even compared to famous tech campuses, Terrafab would dwarf them. Apple Park offers about 2.8 million square feet of office space, while Microsoft Redmond campus spans over 8 million square feet across dozens of buildings. Terrafab would be about 35 times larger than Apple Park and roughly 12 times larger than Microsoft's entire Redmond campus. To put it in more vivid terms, that's roughly 3 times the size of the City of London, or comparable to the combined area of Vatican City, Monaco, and Gibraltar. But beyond the jaw-dropping scale, the key point is this Terrafab isn't designed for today's chip demand. It's built for the future, aimed at meeting massive AI chip needs for self-driving vehicles, the Optimus, orbital data centers, and advanced projects from Tesla, SpaceX, and xAI. Now, let's step inside Terrafab. What technologies will power it? And what are the 2 breakthrough chips set to be produced there, if 3 nanometer and 4 nanometer chips are already mainstream? Terrafab is aiming for the 2 nanometer process node, the most advanced level right now. Elon Musk says Terrafab will use gate-all-around transistor technology to make chips that are smaller, more power efficient, and more powerful than today's common 3nm/4 nm chips. On top of logic chips, the factory will also produce high-bandwidth memory Gen 4 at the same time. This is high-bandwidth memory built specifically for AI, offering way higher speed and capacity than high-bandwidth memory Gen 3. Advanced packaging and testing are fully integrated, so large-scale chip packaging can happen right on site without handing things off between different suppliers. There's also a small R&D lab on campus that tests new ideas daily, cutting development cycles from months down to just days. Terrafab will focus on producing exactly 2 main types of chips, each handled by its own fab. First are next-gen AI inference chips, AI5 and AI6. These act as the brains for real-world applications, powering Tesla's full self-driving, the robotaxi Cybercab, and the humanoid robot Optimus. Instead of relying on expensive sensors like LiDAR, Tesla uses a pure Tesla vision system, where the AI chip crunches billions of calculations per second to turn raw image data into an accurate 3D spatial map. For robotaxi, the chip doesn't just recognize lanes or traffic signs, it also predicts the behavior of people and surrounding vehicles, ensuring safety through a dual redundancy processing system. For Optimus, the AI chip takes on even more complex tasks, like managing balance and coordinating precise movements across dozens of mechanical joints. Thanks to a unified AI architecture, improvements in self-driving can be directly applied to help the robot learn new skills through observation. The key advantage of Tesla's in-house AI chips is how well they optimize performance per watt. That's critical for battery-powered devices, extending operating time without sacrificing the performance of massive neural networks. AI5 is expected to start limited production in 2026 and ramp up to mass production in 2027, while AI6 is projected to be twice as powerful on the same chip. These chips are designed to support hundreds of millions of Tesla vehicles and potentially billions of Optimus robots in the future, helping Tesla lead the self-driving and robotics revolution. The second type is the D3 chip. This chip is specifically built for the harsh environment of space, able to withstand high radiation, energetic ions, and accumulated electrons. Unlike typical chips, D3 can operate at higher temperatures, which reduces the need for heavy cooling systems. That makes next-gen Starlink satellites and orbital data centers lighter and cheaper to launch. D3 is expected to make up the majority of production, effectively turning space into a massive supercomputer, far more cost-efficient than building traditional data centers on Earth. Putting AI data centers in orbit doesn't just solve power consumption and cooling issues on the ground. It also takes advantage of Starlink for fast data transmission, compared to existing chip fabs. Terrafab stands out in both scale and approach. Fabs run by companies like TSMC or Samsung are typically multi-purpose, serving hundreds of different customers, which leads to complex processes and long changeover times. Terrafab simplifies things by focusing on just 2 chip designs, while also integrating memory production and packaging, something rarely done. On the tech side, 2 nanometers and HBM4 put Terrafab on par with, or even ahead of competitors. But its biggest advantage is the speed of design iteration enabled by vertical integration. The production targets are pretty wild. Terrafab is designed to start at around 100,000 wafers per month, with the ambition to scale up to 1 million wafers per month at full capacity. To put that in perspective, that full capacity goal would be roughly 70% of TSMC's current total global output, from a single facility run by companies that haven't traditionally manufactured chips before. Musk says this facility could produce between 100 and 200 billion custom AI and memory chips per year, powering Tesla's full self-driving software, the Cybercab robotaxi program, and the Optimus humanoid robot lineup. He also claims millions of Optimus robots will help build and operate the facility itself. About 80% of Terrafab's compute output is expected to go to AI satellites in orbit, with only 20% used for ground-based applications. Elon Musk argues that solar radiation in space is about 5 times higher than on Earth, and that cooling in a vacuum actually makes thermal scaling more feasible. His conclusion: orbital AI computing could become cheaper than Earth-based alternatives within the next 2 to 3 years. Okay, so we've heard the big vision and what's supposed to happen inside Terrafab, but what about the challenges? Yeah, there are quite a few serious hurdles. From an economic and engineering standpoint, the initial cost of $20 to $25 billion could rise to $35 to $45 billion. According to Morgan Stanley, building just a single 2-nanometer fab already costs around $28 billion and takes about 38 months just for construction in the U.S. Terrafab isn't just one fab, it's 2 massive specialized fabs, requiring over 10 gigawatts of power and thousands of acres of land. TSMC has committed $165 billion for 6 fabs in Arizona and still isn't expected to reach 2 nanometer until around 2029. For Tesla, this investment goes far beyond its projected $20 billion capex in 2026, potentially diluting profits and forcing additional fundraising at a time when growth is already slowing. Second, lack of semiconductor manufacturing experience is probably the biggest barrier. Tesla has never operated a chip fab, while the semiconductor industry demands extreme cleanliness, ultra-expensive EUV machines, and highly complex supply chains. Just look at Battery Day 2020. Musk promised 4680 cells would cut costs by 50% and reach 3 terawatt-hours by 2030. After 5.5 years, the dry electrode process had to be revised 6 to 7 times. Production is only around 2% of the target, and Tesla's largest battery supplier even said, Elon doesn't know how to manufacture batteries. And battery production is already hard. 2-nanometer chip fabrication is exponentially harder. Early yields percentage of working chips are usually low, which can mean heavy losses for years. Third, the timeline and execution risks are huge, even under ideal conditions. Construction alone takes 3 to 5 years. AI5, the inference chip for Robotaxi and Optimus, is expected to reach mass production in 2027, but will almost certainly still rely on TSMC or Samsung, not Terrafab. Meanwhile, the Robotaxi race is entering a critical 1 to 2 year window, with players like Waymo and Zoox already pushing rapid commercialization. Terrafab risks being too late to create a short-term competitive edge. Finally, the orbital data center model, where 80% of D3 chip output goes to space, is the boldest and riskiest part. Radiation-hardened chips must survive cosmic radiation, high-energy ions, and operate at higher temperatures to reduce cooling needs, something never done at massive scale. Deploying millions of satellites via Starship requires continuous launches, stable laser data links, and effective thermal management in a vacuum. No one has successfully done this at terawatt scale, so technical failures and cost overruns are very real risks. That said, Terrafab isn't just a factory, it's a strategic turning point that could let Tesla, SpaceX, and xAI fully control their semiconductor stack. By owning everything from design to manufacturing, they could accelerate innovation in AI, humanoid robots, self-driving, and space-based data centers. If it works, Terrafab won't just reshape the semiconductor industry, it could help realize Elon Musk's vision of a multiplanetary species. The project is still in its early planning stages, but given its scale and ambition, it could become one of the most significant industrial undertakings of the 21st century. The future of AI and space exploration might very well be shaped in Austin, Texas, where Terrafab is gearing up to change everything.